of those interns are left hanging. I have had an opportunity to even help some of these youth to join this program, but after the 1 year period, they come back to me asking me for a job, and some of them stay at home for even as long as 3-4 years, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this was a good program that was started in 2019-2020 financial year. But then, where we have reached, I think we need to scale it and make it better and more result-oriented, because a lot of youth who have gone through this program and have ended up not getting a job, they are going through mental health issues, Mr. Speaker. I know, for example, of a young lady in my county who went through this program for 1 year, and after that, she has not been able to get a job for 3 years, only to end up being employed in my county as one of the ward administrators. And you understand the challenges they go through. So I think it is a high time that this program is reviewed for the purpose of making it even better, for the purposes of increasing the amounts that these young people are getting. Because being paid 20,000 really in a city like Nairobi is not adequate even for housing alone, Mr. Speaker. You find that these young graduates are staying in the slums. They are operating from the slums because they cannot afford quality housing. And they are supposed to go to those offices and do good work. And then after 1 year, there is no job. They have to go back to the tarmac. This is a program that must be enhanced so that we stop creating more mental health challenges to our youth. Mr. Speaker, even as we talk about the issue of interns, we have to confront the bigger problem of the youth in this country. And this thing, we have said about it many times. Every leader who is elected, the president in this country, keeps on appreciating the issue of the youth and the problems they go through. But when they are in power, they forget about this youth. Mr. Speaker, the youth problem is not just a Kenyan problem. It's now a global problem. You have seen, Mr. Speaker, what has happened in other countries. Even countries that are thought to be progressive in Africa, like Morocco, you saw the agencies going to the streets because of the challenges around employment, challenges about public infrastructure, challenges generally affecting our youth population. So any progressive government must put more emphasis around the youth problem. In this country, during President Kibaki's time, they set up the Youth Enterprise Fund, which was a good idea, to be giving youth some loans so that they can start their businesses, so that they can do their innovation. Mr. Speaker, no one is talking about Youth Enterprise Fund anymore. Instead, we have had other funds coming in which are really running at parallel with the initial objectives of the youth fund. So we need more investment around the youth problem. We need more targeted program at addressing the youth issues, one of it being employment. Even in this internship program, I wonder why those youth cannot be absorbed, Mr. Speaker. After 1 year, they need to be given employment. Because, you know, I was looking at statistics, how many Kenyans retire every year from public service? They are close to 20,000. This year, they are going to engage 7,000 interns. It is just a fraction of 20,000. Why can't we have a policy where all the youth who go through the internship program and complete it successfully, they need to be absorbed in the public service, rather than sending them back to tarmac? That is even creating more challenges than creating benefits for the youth. So one of the things that this motion should propose is that all the youth who successfully complete the internship program should be absorbed in the public service. And I wonder why that is not, that is a challenge, Mr. Speaker, because we have enough institution in government to ensure that this program runs well. Mr. Speaker, you know we have National Employment Agency, which is under the Ministry of Labor and Social Service. What does this authority do? What does this authority do? They are supposed to create some linkages with the Public Service Commission so that these youth are seamlessly transitioned to employment, because this agency, one of the things they do is to look for employment opportunities, so that after that 1 year, there are opportunities which have been linked, and this youth can continue serving either in the public service or even in the private service. We have a skills inventory, which is a department in the Ministry of Labor, the National Skills Inventory. They need to keep details about these youth who are in the internship program, so that within that 1 year, they should be working on a program how this youth will be absorbed into full-time employment. So clearly, these challenges we are discussing here, they tell us one thing. There is lack of proper coordination in the public service, between the Public Service Commission, between the ministry in charge of public service, between the Ministry of Labor, and generally with all the other ministries. If there was some good synergy, then we will not be sending our youth to oblivion after 1 year of serving the country. Mr. Speaker, I'm aware some of these youth have come up with very serious innovations, especially those who work in technical areas like ICT and engineering. But who takes credit for that innovation? How are they patented? That is an issue that this program should also address. Mr. Speaker, going back to the youth challenge, the other day I was traveling to somewhere in Middle East, one of the small airports in Middle East, not Dubai one, Sharjah. And I saw hundreds of young Kenyans sleeping on the floor in the airport. They cannot even afford even a cup of tea. Some of them are traveling to various countries in the Middle East. Some of them are returning home. That shows how we have mistreated our youth. Something has to be done about this. We talk about seeking employment for our youth in overseas, but I can tell you, most of these programs of trying to help our youth to get jobs abroad, most of them are a scam. Because the youth have come back, they have complained, others have spent money, but they have gotten a raw deal. Why can't we create opportunities for our youth? When we talk about our counties, Mr. Speaker, those TVETs in our counties, the technical institutions in the counties, most of them are dead. Why? Because they are having challenges with capitation. They are having challenges with the payment of salaries to tutors. And this is something that this House must take very seriously. I remember, Mr. Speaker, the other day when we were talking about the new formula, and we said we wanted to support small counties like mine in Vihiga to get more money. And we were saying we need to give them more money. I think we fought so hard with Senator Omugeni here. We want to give them more money so that they can invest in build more good classrooms for ECD. They can put more money in TVETs. They can put more money in health. And we fought so hard. Mr. Speaker, in most of our counties, these governors of ours have diverted that money to paying pending bills. It is sad why we should fight for more money to come to our counties, and then that money is diverted to wrong causes, Mr. Speaker. We expected that now that that was an affirmative action, that money would be taken to those deserving functions within our county, Mr. Speaker. The TVETs were set up so that the youth who cannot go to university, they cannot go to colleges, they can go there and get basic skills in plumbing, in masonry, in carpentry. But those centers are dying because of low capitation or because of mismanagement. Mr. Speaker, when we do that, you go to the villages, everywhere you go, you meet a group of young people idling around. They can't do anything, Mr. Speaker. They are sitting there in marketplaces, in bus stops. They can't do anything. And all they can do is maybe engage in drug abuse or engage in crime. We are creating a time bomb for this country, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, another thing I want to put across is that we must not lie to our youth. When we promise our youth that we will do this and this, let us deliver. Many of the things that we promised our youth in this country, Mr. Speaker, during the election have not been done. And I want anyone to challenge me on that. They have not been done. I can see Senator Tobiko looking at me, looking like she wants to challenge that. But I want to tell you that is a fact. Our universities are dying. Mr. Speaker, if we have our institution of learning dying, the problem is going to be even 100 times worse, Mr. Speaker. Our colleges are dying, Mr. Speaker. Even our schools are dying because of this thing of capitation. And we promise these youth that we'll give them jobs. We promise them that we'll give them bundles. We promise them that they will be absorbed in key institutions of government. It is now 3 years, nothing or very little has been done. Then when they go on the streets, we follow them to the streets and we kill them, we arrest them, we do many things. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, even as we are mourning the death of my party leader, Raila Odinga, I want to say, without fear of contradiction, that the best legacy we can give Raila Odinga is to implement his wish. And his last wish is expressed as 10 points agenda. The 10 points agenda. Let people not forget about that, Mr. Speaker. 10-point agenda includes stoppage of abduction, compensation of the youth who died in the Mandamanos, release of the youth who are still in prison. We cannot be saying Raila Odinga did good things to this country, and we have our youth rotting in prison. We have our youth rotting in prison, Mr. Speaker. I expected as a gift to Raila Odinga that before he was buried, All the youth who are in prison as a result of Mandamano should have been released from prison, Mr. Speaker. So, the best gift we can give Raila Odinga is we all religiously implement the 10 points agenda. And one of the 10 points agenda touches on the welfare of the youth. The youth employment, it is one of the issues. The issues of youth rights is one of the issues. If we do that, Mr. Speaker, I am very confident that this youth problem, which may swallow all of us, they will not care whether you are in the opposition or whether you are in government, we will all be swallowed. Because as leaders, we failed to prepare for a generation to come after us. So as I support this motion, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that this program, it was the first baby step that was done to have at least our youth joining internship. But now, 4 years after its inception, we need to take it to another level by improving it, by making it more purposeful, by making it have some desired outcome, by increasing the stipend they are given. In fact, we should not even call it a stipend. 20,000. Mr. Speaker, if you go to these offices, the budget for tea alone will shock you. The tea in the CS office, Mr. Speaker, can even be 200,000 a day, Mr. Speaker. How many interns can you employ with that money, Mr. Speaker? I think we need a focus in these things, Mr. Speaker, to make Kenya better. I remember, Mr. Speaker, a few years back, and I know some companies are doing that, we used to have a management trainee program. I am a product of management trainee. When I finished university, I went through a 2-year management trainee program. Mr. Speaker, it was not just a trainee. You are working, you are earning a salary, you are getting allowances, and you are on the management scale. And after the 2 years, we were transitioned to senior management positions. The 2 years, you could even get a loan. I remember I bought my first car when I was a management trainee in one of the blue chip companies. I don't want to say. Kitambo sana. So,
Order, Honorable
we
Senators.
can...
Order, Senator Osotsi and Senator Cherargei. Order, and take note of the language that you're using while you're on the floor, Senator Osotsi.
Most obliged. So, Mr. Speaker, we want a system like that, where youth can come in, they have struggled in the university, someone, for example, in medicine, 6 years. Give him a job, make him a trainee, but a permanent job, give him the allowances, let him finish, then you give him the full responsibility of management scale. And Mr. Speaker, we need to stop this tendency of giving contracts to people who have retired. Someone has retired at 60, is given a 5-year, 10-year contract, when we have young people who should be given the job, Mr. Speaker. Those are some of the policies that must be reviewed so that we have our young people getting full opportunities. And that way, in a large way, we'll be addressing the youth problem.
Thank you, Senator Osotsi. Honorable Senators, we still have got a long queue, and I believe members would wish to speak to this particular motion. I will invite Senator Paris Tobiko. I was saying that to warn you of the time as well as unnecessary interruptions to members when they are on the floor. Honorable members, let's allow members to make their contributions in silence.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. And thank you, Senator Cherargei, for this very timely motion. Mr. Speaker, one of the greatest challenges we have as leaders in this country at the moment is the issue of joblessness of our young people, young graduates who've been channeled out of our universities, very qualified, very energetic, very innovative, Mr. Speaker, but with nowhere to go, Mr. Speaker. And so, Mr. Speaker, the internship program was very thoughtful. It is important. But I agree, Mr. Speaker, with earlier speakers that it is time is taken to the next level, Mr. Speaker.